You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
Oh.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like
Kerry K set in the blaze, sagging. Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Kerry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactics sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, got a crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Turns elastic and dense.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on?
What's good with it? What's good with it? What's going on with you, Miles?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Everything's good. How you doing? Manhood's the challenge.
I'm ready to implement the new $5 for the calls and $10 for the stories. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, let's get it.
I'm feeling good about that shit.
Yeah, let's get it.
So real quick, y'all, scrolling at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Five questions, 10 for stories. 1-844-672-7300.
There you go.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it right there. You see the Cash Apps. You also see CunninghamElements.com. Speaking of CunninghamElements.com, what you got going on over there?
Oh yeah, man. It's still shea butter season, guys. So make sure you get your shea butter, and also the lemon mint soap is flying off the rack, man, because dudes is feeling the lemon mint. So make sure you guys get that. Go to Cunningham Elements and get your shea butter, get your lemon mint soap. And we still got masculine identity eau de parfum and masculine identity sport eau de parfum, as well as the other soaps. We got the lavender, we got the rose, and we got masculine identity soap. So make sure y'all come through and get y'all soaps, man.
True story. What's today? Today is Saturday. I want to say Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. I went to one of the cigar shops that I go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And right before I went in there, I sprayed some of the perfume. I just hit a little bit, just right underneath the neck and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in there, and it was a little light-skinned joint. And she kept doing that. And there was a guy that she was working with, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love his scent." True story, I swear to God.
True story.
So I just want y'all to know, but not only that, the shea butter, like when women lay on top of you. Look, guys, look. When a shorty is coming over, right, and you get in the shower and the skin is still damp, put that it glistens. It just slides on. Put that shit all over your body, everywhere. And I do mean everywhere.
Everywhere.
When she come over and she laying on you, you can hear her. It's beautiful. I just want to point. Hey, look. What you've done with the shea butter, Miles, and the perfume is real shit, bro. It really got chicks out here sniffing. It got them sniffing like a motherfucker. I just want you to know that.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nah, it's a good cologne, man. I wear it myself. It's real good. And I always get compliments on it. So yeah, man.
Yeah, get that. Y'all need to get that. Don't be cheap. You know what I'm saying? Anything of value requires a little more investment than you would do for some regular shit.
That's facts.
So I just want y'all to know that. So today we're talking about why most women should never reach girlfriend status. And what I'm noticing, Miles, is on the calls that we get, not only here, but on the Real Game No Theory joint, but also when you and Lucario, when you guys do your live streams, and when Steve and Lucario do live streams, I'm noticing a common theme where guys are literally rushing into serious situations with women. where they're doing girlfriend boyfriend things. And what guys have to understand, it should never be that easy for women to get that close to you. Women should never see any type of how you would move with a girlfriend or a wife. Women should not see those benefits. They should never see them early on. But not only that, they should never even see them in some cases ever. I don't care if you fucking a chick for 2 or 3 months, 4 months, or even longer. Sometimes that woman, she has not done the required work or the investment to see one little shred of what you would show a girlfriend.
Facts.
You want to speak to that, Phil?
Yeah, no, well, look, number one, we got to value ourselves as men. We got to understand our masculine identity. We got to understand that, shout out to Renee P as well. We got to understand that having a certain position in our lives really is something to be earned. It's something to be earned because a man brings so much to the table as far as, provision, protection, game, guidance, leadership, just, looking out for a chick, like just on some regular shit. Like you look out for a chick, you give her like just leadership, companionship, somebody to look up to, somebody to gain confidence from, it's so much stuff going on when between a man and a woman, you understand? And we provide a lot for women, just based on our presence, right? You don't even have to try too hard. So in order for a woman to get access to that type of privilege, man, we gotta make sure that she's worth it. We gotta make sure that she proves something to us. We gotta make sure that it makes sense. And the problem with so many dudes is that they don't value their masculine identity. They don't value their masculine presence. They don't really realize how much they bring to the situation. And so they're willing to give it to a woman, for free. And another thing that's important about it, too, is that it's not just that men provide so much, right? But what we provide, because each man has his own masculine identity, what we provide to a woman is also very specific, and the specificity of it requires compatibility. You understand? And that in itself is another reason why some women should never reach the status of girlfriend, because the more status a woman has in your life is the more, I could say, functions you will have in her life. Shout out to Joe Blast for the $5 super chat. He says, let me get the first donation. Respect. Exactly. Right. Is the more function you have in her life. Right. So like I was saying, there's leadership, there's provision, there's game, there's companionship, there's confidence, there's protection, all these different things. Now, me being a particular type of man, I'm going to have my own brand of leadership. I'm going to have my own brand of provision. I'm going to have my own brand of, resources, my own level, my own brand of game, my own level and brand of confidence based on my masculine identity and who I am. And that don't work for every female. That don't work for every female. And it shouldn't, right? Because you should look at yourself as a specific, rare and unique commodity that is not supposed to work for everybody. And that's okay. Shout out to June Sports for the $1.99. He says peace and prosperity. Appreciate you. Right. And we have to respect the singularity. We have to respect the uniqueness and the rareness of it and realize, okay, I'm going to offer this to a woman, but I have to offer it to a woman that is compatible. I have to offer it to a woman that is compliant. I have to offer it to a woman where it makes sense. Now, if you just so the point I'm trying to make is that the more functions that you provide, right, is the more we got to have compatibility. The more it got to make sense. The more the puzzle pieces got to fit in a real way. So if you just running around, offering dick to a female, okay, fine. You could probably give dick to, a number of females. You know what I mean? A vast majority of females is fuckable, and you could just give them dick. But when it starts getting into, when we offering more than just dick, when we offering more than just sex, now we're offering time, we're offering attention, energy, access to resource, leadership, literally putting our life on the line to protect the female. And then we give her motherhood, right? We give her the privilege of becoming the mother of our kids. And if we give her the privilege of living with us and certain other things, now it's a little bit more serious, because now we're getting into way more functionality. We're getting into things that require more effort and more energy. So now she really got to truly earn that shit. You see what I'm saying? So of course, not every woman should reach girlfriend status, and all of that is up to a man, because there's a lot of women out there. A lot of them just want the title, right? They don't even care about the man himself. They don't care about your masculine identity. They just want the fucking title. Like, so many women want to be wives, but no, so many women want to have the wedding, but they don't want to have the marriage, and they don't want to have the duty of a wife, and so certain other things. So you got to be careful how you allow these women access to you as a man, and what positions they hold in your life.
That's some real shit. And guys, remember, and I see a question right there. I got you in just a moment, homie. Again, guys, the call-in line is open. 1-844. Damn, I forgot the number. I gotta wait for it to come back. I was right there. 1-844-672. I gotta remember this shit. 672-7300. Again, 1-844-672-7300. Call in, $5 per question, $10 per story. Let me put this up here. Okay. And I'm gonna do a joint, a pre-recorded joint talking about this. And I briefly talked about this before. I don't have free time. I have me time. Mm-hmm. Women don't get my time. I choose to share it. Meaning, I don't have time just to be dealing with women. No, I allocate my time. I'm very intentional about who I give my time to. So any woman I give my time to, she has to be moving in the direction that I'm moving in.
Right.
So even when we talk about why most women should never reach girlfriend status, there are women that you're just fucking, that they're not investing what they need to invest for you to give them anything more than just dick, right? And what happens a lot of times, guys are dealing with women, and yes, the women are showing up for sex. They're showing up to have sex, but she's not investing anything more than enough time to give up her body to you. So why would you then elevate her beyond just someone you're fucking, like it's a casual promotion? No, what is she investing other than her body for you to invest more than your body, right? So I just want to think about that. Let me add the homies to the joint. What's good, fellas?
What's going on? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, guys.
What's going on?
All right, fellas. So we're talking about why most women should never reach girlfriend status. If y'all want to speak to that, but also Justin, if you got things going on that you want people to be aware of, if you can. Let me get the super chats real quick. Mr. Roverine with the $4.99. Happy New Year to the Gang Kings. Also, Danny P 23 with the $9.99. Appreciate you. All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, if we're doing little plugs first, by two of my books, my old one, it's just been available for a while, How to Be a Dominant Lover. That's been now put on. Damn it! Now it's been put on Amazon, and that can be purchased. And just go to the search on Amazon and look for the Dominance Academy, and you can find How to Be a Dominant Lover. And then there's also my other book called The Codex of the Dominant, the Codex of the Sovereign Order, and it's a book for dominance, and it acts sort of like a Bible, where every verse in it kind of has a thoughtful piece in it to kind of bring your mentality into the right space. So again, just go to Amazon and look for the Dominance Academy, and my books will show up there. More to come.
Jay Roman, you good over there, fam?
Yeah, I've been having some technical difficulties this morning. That's why my tardiness was here, but I think I'm all straight. And yeah, that's big up, Justin. I like that, especially on the Amazon tip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass trying to get the formatting from, like, say, Google Docs into Amazon. It's a nightmare. But it's all good now.
But yeah, let the show continue, Zach. I'm ready.
All right. real quick then, shout out to the homie with the 199. Thank you both for Game Family. Yeah. Real quick, Mr. Justin can be found right there, the Dominance Academy. You got the .com right there. So y'all get up on that. It's in the comment section. I believe it's on my side and Miles' side of YouTube. So if you go to Miles, his chat and mine, the dominanceacademy.com information can be found there. So y'all get on that. Fuck with the homie, support him. Right now, again, why most women should never reach girlfriend status. Let me do this real quick, gentlemen. Real quick. There's a part 1, part 2. I want guys to understand something. A woman becoming your girlfriend or wife should be an arduous journey. She should feel like she's backpacking through the Himalayas during the winter with shorts on. It should be an arduous fucking journey to become, not a casual promotion. And a lot of you guys, you start fucking a chick, you start falling asleep in the pussy and all of that. Like literally you're spooning, you got the joint still off in there and shit. So when you wake up in the middle of the night, you can get to stroking again. I know how you motherfuckers do. I know, right? So what ends up happening is a lot of y'all, just like your joint slipped in a chick without a condom on, a lot of y'all slip into this pseudo type of relationship shit where you're like, damn, like we're talking like girlfriend and boyfriend, and we're doing girlfriend and boyfriend shit. And that's because you guys have no standards and you have no boundaries. And this is what you don't understand. Women will gladly, in many cases, slip into these situationships where it kind of feels like you guys are girlfriend, boyfriend, but not really. They would happily slip into that situation with you, give you all kinds of drama, right, in the process because of your inconsistencies. So now she's being inconsistent with the pleasantries, and it's an issue because you guys, it's like this. A lot of you guys are McDonald's. You just hire anybody off the street with any kind of fucking drug records and shit like that. You're not a corporation where you carefully screen people. Right? If you're gonna work for a corporation, they do FBI background checks, and they do drug tests. They ain't playing with you, right? A lot of you guys, you're not vetting women. Shout out to Lucario for the vetting process. Y'all vet women like fast food restaurants, not like corporations. Y'all got it.
Arduous, would that be a synonym for like difficult?
Extremely difficult.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page with that word arduous. I like the way you pulling them out. Make sure we use the big words, something different.
I got to,
and their meaning. We've been talking about this type of subject for a long time. This is where most men get in trouble at, right? They go out, they see something sexy, they see something they like, or something that they're smashing on. They bring home and smash, and as long as that continues, and she's cool, next thing you know, she looks and turns and says, "What are we? We've been doing this for the last 3 months. What are we? What are we? What are we? What are we doing this for? And then here comes that silent ultimatum that most guys fail. And like, well, you cool? Oh yeah, we have been smashing for a minute. I guess you my girl. Next, you're in a relationship where you did no investigating, no vetting. You don't even know her FICO score. You don't even know her. Does she anything about her besides just she looks good? She answers the phone, and we continue to smash, and that's good, and that's it. And then later on, you're like, man, this chick and these women and all this other stuff, but you did nothing to learn more about her besides the fact that, she's available to smash and she's cool. Y'all have good times when y'all go out, that's what you're supposed to do if you go out, is have good times. So, and this is where most people get in trouble at.
Well, that's the part of the strenuous part. Like you can going out for fun should be the thing that is normal for the woman who has worked to get to that position. And people are starting off that way. They're like, yeah, let's start off having fun. And that's really not the way things go. Picasso said that every painting is determined by the first stroke. And so if your first stroke is having fun and fucking and you know, riding off the wave of dopamine, well, that's a terrible beginning, you know? Like imagine starting a job that way. Like that you'd be like, wow, this place is great, but after a while, that's not sustainable.
Right.
Not at all. Not in the least.
Right.
And then you like there's one thing about having the understanding that let's say a guy adopts this is okay, yeah, I'm gonna make her work for it. Okay, she should have it shouldn't be easy for her, it should be strenuous. The real question is, well, how are you going to go about that and why? You might understand the why, but how are you going to go about that every week? What is your weekly trajectory to see if she can meet the certain things that you need, but also the progressive overload principle? Like it shouldn't be like the same sort of thing. You need to promote adaptation. So you really got to understand how you're going to bring her to that level of meeting your needs and desires. And that requires quite a bit. I think, you know, like you have to know yourself quite a bit. You have to know what your goals are, what the reason behind the goals are. Are you fucked up in the head with like like nice guy syndrome stuff? So like are your rules and shit based around your fear of getting hurt and nonsense like that? So getting yourself sorted out is really important, because it's kind of like that. You know, we make a lot of analogies to business or universities or the military. If their root desire for whatever they're doing is fucked up, if they have fucked up motivations, then everything they make is going to be fucked up. And we've seen that. We've seen like people that we know start businesses for the wrong reasons, and they always fail.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the same things happen with universities. It's happened with you know, community colleges. It's happened with all sorts of stuff where their motivation is off. It's for the wrong reason, and they end up failing, because that's the foundation that you're setting. Like, so you have to be the foundation upon which everything is built. All right. And that's just the way it goes, man. So you got to really understand how.
Let me add.
No, I'm done.
See, and right there, no, that's right there, and Justin, that's where a lot of guys fell at. They listen to us talk, and they use words and phrases and cliche type sayings, but they don't know how. And the reason why they don't know how is because, shout out to Miles, masculine identity, they don't know who they are. But instead, what they do is, unfortunately, a lot of guys, they try to mimic the behaviors of the kind of man that gets what they want from women, but they're not actually those kind of men, right? So, okay, and this is what guys have to understand. When you very first meet women are observing you. Okay? A lot of times it's not necessarily conscious, where I'm going to observe him. No, but it's subconscious. She's watching how you do shit. She's paying attention to how you're getting at her, right? All of these things tell a story about whether or not you're the kind of guy she should take seriously, whether or not she should actually respect you. And right there, I think that's where guys, they lose how to actually deal with women, because they don't know how to deal with women where they're always in a position where they command respect at all times. Justin, to your point, a lot of guys' end goal, literally, their end goal is to fucking have fun with women. Fucking have fun. Fucking have fun. Fucking have fun. So my question would be to guys, do you have short-term and long-term goals? Like, do you have a 12-month goal, 36-month goal, 60-month goal? Now, when you have these goals for your life, when you deal with women, you should only deal with women that are in alignment or fit seamlessly into what you're doing. A lot of you guys, you deal with women who are disruptive to your personal life and what you're doing, but because you're fucking, you let it go down. You guys got it.
Thanks. Yeah, guys, real quick. Guys, go ahead and call in 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300.
You know, what's really funny
Unique,
is that
real quick,
most
he
of the
says,
time,
real quick, Jay, my bad. Let me just read this real quick. And shout out to Unique for being a channel member for 24 months. Y'all get on that channel membership and also that Patreon joint. You know what I'm saying? Just shit over there that you won't find on YouTube, right? Unfortunately, so many men have been conditioned on how to treat women by people who gave the wrong advice and by society. I started being more selective after listening to all of you. Thank you. IJ Roman, you got it,
a lot of guys really lie to themselves, right? So they go out and they want to be this, what they deem to be a player, and all these women and things, and then they find one they like, and boom, they're in that storyline where they're having sex. They don't do any vetting, and there they are. And so when you say know yourselves, one, they don't even know why they even want a girl, but they lie to themselves saying they don't. And then on top of that, they never really investigate why they have this desire all the time to want somebody there. So it's kind of funny that every time we start a discussion and we put girlfriend, woman, or whatever in the sentence, and then, people might think it's about that. And then once again, it's about you and how you set yourself up. And I think that a lot of times they don't take the time to set themselves up and say, why am I so thirsty where I really need a chick all the time? Like, why am I so thirsty where I need to have this interaction, and no, I'm a player. I like a whole bunch of women around me, and I like a whole bunch. Next, you see them walking in the mall holding hands. It's just like, yo, you really wanted one girl, and if you actually really thought about it, you should investigate why you want that.
Right.
What's the purpose of wanting that? How the steps and the things for somebody to actually fulfill what you want. And they don't do that because they always start with a lie, saying, oh, I don't need no chick. I don't want no chick. I'm out here doing me. I'm out here doing me. Bing. Oh, she's bad. Oh man. I'm still hanging with that same one I was hanging with.
Right.
Yeah, man. She flip it up, do everything she do, man. You know. Oh, who you bringing? Oh, I'm bringing the same girl I was with last time. Oh, is that your girl? No, that ain't my girl. She's just cool. She's just cool. As those are the things that we say to ourselves, or they say to themselves, to avoid really thinking about the stuff they need to think about in vetting. The crazy thing about it is there's a lot of guys that have promoted girlfriends to wives that shouldn't have.
Exactly.
And a lot of guys has promoted cool situations to girlfriends that they shouldn't have.
Right.
And some just met to cool situations that they should not have done. And they know they shouldn't have done it now, but they never thought about it then and took the time to actually vet, actually look into, to say, yo, is this person really somebody I want to get next to? And that FICO score matters. I'm just letting y'all know, like,
Hey,
I know a lot of dudes, but I don't care what she makes. I don't care what she makes.
No, I do. I care. I care like a motherfucker. Right. And real quick, J. Roman, I'll pass it right back to you. When you guys are talking about getting married and or cohabitating with women, especially if you're talking about getting a mortgage together or anything where her name is going to be on, pull credit reports. Y'all need to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I will do that. Not just the joint with the STD test. You talking about taking off the condom? We could do that too. But definitely that goddamn credit report. Oh, I need to see that. I need to see the credit score, and I need to see your debt. I need to look. Let me say this real quick. And a lot of women ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. When you're dealing with women, some women, this is not all women, specifically women in their late 20s, 28, 29, all the way up to about 35, maybe even older. When you see a lot of women talking online about dealing with men who ain't helping you financially, a lot of these educated chicks, right? The student loan debts is kicking their ass. I promise you, right?
Facts.
So after about 10 years of graduating college, that shit come due, right? I know chicks right now who are paying $800 a month, $1,000, $1,200 a month. You know what I'm saying? Back to the student loan debt. And when they graduated college, they wasn't prepared for that. So they started getting cribs and buying cars, not thinking about that money coming due. That 80, 90, 100,000, baby, is due now, right? And it starts to kick their ass, I promise you. And they start struggling. Yeah, I got
it. J. Roman, were you done?
Yeah. Zach stepped in, and
my
I lost
bad, you
my
got
train
it.
of thought.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. It's okay. You got freeway. You got freeway, man. It's all good. It's all good, man. Hey, besides my computer stuff this morning, did anybody else wake up with a feeling like, damn, it's so great to be alive?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I know I do. I get that feeling a lot, but at the same time, you know, you wake up, you're like, man, it's so good to be alive. Like, no, I still got bills and everything like everybody else, but you know, it's just one of those things. Like, and I don't understand. I don't understand people that are not happy to wake up. You know, people like, I'm not a morning person. Like, you know, I don't understand that. You know, I'm a morning, evening, and night person. So, you know, I love breathing. That's one of my favorite pastimes. And so, you know, I'm just happy to be alive. And this subject right here, it really gets me because there is so many dudes right now, and you know it. You did not properly vet the girlfriend or the wife you are sitting with.
Right.
And let's just, there should be more people calling in. There should be more people text because they know it. They know it.
She's in the other room and he's like, damn.
You know, and it's okay. It's okay. You know, we are human beings. We make mistakes. We don't know things until we know them. But once you know them, you can't blame anybody else, you know, but yourself, just like you should have been doing from the very beginning.
Vet your bitches well.
Let me say this real quick. My bad. I'm coughing all in the mic. So he says, I missed the payment on my student loans and shit tanked my credit score 152 points. Bro,
Damn.
And it's not just women. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
It's not just women. See, a lot of people, when they go and get degrees, especially if they're like the first people in their family to do it, there is nobody to tell them, hey, in about 10 years, be prepared. That shit comes due. So people end up, they delay the loan, they put that shit off, the interest kicks in, and then it starts to really kick their ass. So a lot of people, they're not schooled on when all that money is owed, when you get these MBAs and this doctorate and you don't get scholarship money or Pell Grants or anything like that, yo, you got to pay that shit back, right? So a lot of these chicks, not all of them, a lot of times the reason why they want men that got some money is because they are struggling financially. I know chicks that, look, everything ain't what it seems on Instagram. A lot of those chicks are living off a credit card because they don't have enough capital. They don't have enough money in their bank to pay for everything because everything is tied up in credit card payments, right? Because they had to get credit cards to help them with the students. So I'm just telling y'all, everything ain't what it seems. With these chicks, they struggling out here. A lot
Welcome to manhood, ladies.
I keep seeing a lot of these more and more TikTok and other videos surfacing of women talking about like living in their cars and that type of shit. It's real crazy, man. It's real crazy. You know,
it's life. Life is
real quick. Yeah, it's life.
But a dude tells me he's living in his car.
That's why,
like, we go through that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman does it. They're like, my God, you're living from your car. They're like, man, I've been living in my car.
I lived in my car before. I've been there. So I understand.
We get the understanding of sacrifice of self for a greater plan for ourselves or a greater plan for other people. And just women generally aren't thinking in those terms.
Right.
You know, they're thinking about their own future and like that's just it. Or maybe no future at all. Right. They're just like, I want that. I want to tell people that I have a degree, that I'm doing this. And the funny thing is, I think it was a bit of a psyop. This is a little left turn, but I think there's a bit of a psyop promoted in the United States to get more women enrolled in school because there's going to be a huge fall off. Because there's a bunch of kids looking at school now, like kids, we're talking like 12, 13, 14 years old. They're looking at college and they're looking at the development of AI and they're like, wait a second. What do I need a degree in something for that's going to be run by robots soon?
Yep.
So, and then the universities knew this. I think they knew this. So they're like, wait, we got to get a big push before the university thing just falls off, where everyone's like, yeah, fuck that. Like for what jobs am I going to get this massive degree for? A PhD to sit on,
but not only that,
wipe my ass with?
But not only that, they don't do the research as to that degree that they're getting. They don't do the research to, one, not understand what jobs are actually available once they complete the degree, but they don't do the research to make sure that those jobs will even be available with that same degree in 4 or 5 years. If you're getting a
law
degree,
is cooked.
You got to forecast 4 or 5, 6 years out whether or not you can even get a job with that shit. You got to do your research. A lot of people, they just go to school.
Medicine is cooked.
You said law is cooked?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because you know how like let's say there's a case going on and lawyers are duking it out.
Yeah.
They gotta find like some like precedent that happened, say like 60 years ago, and it created like a precedent. They have to search manually through tons of files. And if they don't find it, that thing that'll help their case, well, fuck them. You know what I mean? But an AI can do that within seconds. Look through millions of cases within seconds and go,
case files.
here it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so law is done. The best surgeon in the world within a number of years is going to be a robot. Like they don't get tired. They don't get sleep deprived. They don't have moods. You know, they just have precision. Like that's going to be the best surgeon in the world. You know what I'm saying?
And they don't get high or drunk before they operate.
Exactly. So the really, if someone's going to go for any kind of degree, I think it's going to be trades, because it's going to be a longer time, I think, before people are like, hey, let's replace carpenters with robots. Let's replace welders with robots. Like it's going to be hard to suspend a robot from a bridge to fix, you know, the Manhattan Bridge with welding and shit. So
well, they're starting to do stuff like that now, though.
Yeah.
Where they're starting to have you know, these robot presses are pressing framing together instead of you know, nails and stuff. They do this press now on there, and basically it's come out to all the specs already ready to frame up.
That's in a facility.
That's in a facility now.
Yeah,
you know, sooner or later it's going to be, you know,
in the field.
Yeah. You know, I could imagine on rails these robots on a bridge constantly fixing it, no matter what happens. Like it's one of those things where, with just what you're saying, I could see trade schools, which was normally cheaper than college, start to rise up and become more expensive than college itself.
Yeah, and these white collar jobs, they're going to be out. like you don't need all those people on Wall Street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't need these like in these firms. You don't need all those jokers.
It's going to be automated.
Like the CEO is going to look at it and go, wait a second, I got 150 employees, and the lowest ranked dude is still walking out with 200,000 a year. I just get a couple of AI and do what everyone does. Fuck them. Like that's what's going to happen. These white collar jobs are out.
Crazy. Oh my gosh.
It's been real.
But let's bring it back.
Back to the task at hand.
Yeah,
back to the task at hand. It's been real. And that right there, real quick, as a side note, I just want people to understand that our depth of knowledge far supersedes just dealing with women. I just want guys to understand that it's deeper than that, right? There's way more things important than pussy.
Let me say one more side note on that, Zach. It tends to a characteristic that I really believe men should have, and that's forethought, right? So if somebody is in a certain job that they see AI is taking over, if somebody is doing something where down the line they should have forethought, like, hey, I might want to pivot a little bit to make sure I survive and make sure I can still provide, make sure I can still live. That is a characteristic of man. You have to have forethought and be a thinker and read. You don't have to be the most intelligent person. You don't have to be but look at some news, read some stuff, think about the future ahead before it even comes, so that way you could be prepared for it.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that. That's why when real quick, when I graduated high school, I wasn't ready to go to college, and I knew I wasn't. But by the time I matured enough and got ready to go at 28, 29, my mentality was as such where I was researching shit. I wanted a degree in this, but is there going to be a job once I get this degree? But at 18, 19, I didn't have the forethought to think about that. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, like, as this circles back to the interrelations between men and women, just as a warning for the ladies, you can tell he's not that kind of guy if she says, or if you say, what are we doing, where are we going, and he says, we're just going with the flow. I'm just going with the flow. That means he lacks forethought. He lacks foresight. He has no idea where he's going. He's going with the flow. He's like a leaf on a stream. And that's not a man that you want to spend your time with. Or if you do, go with the understanding that it is what it is. Don't expect it to be not what it is. And shout out to my girl in the audience there.
I used to say that, Justin. Hey, let's just go with the flow. That's because I knew my flow wasn't with her. But I wasn't man enough to say, hey, I'm going somewhere, but we not going somewhere. But even still, that's a red. That's something she needs to think about. Like, okay, either he don't have no direction, or his direction don't include me. So you're right on both terms.
Right.
Let's bring it back.
Official says, so personally, I'm chivalrous. I'm a chivalrous man and follow traditional gentleman-like tendencies even on my time. I just wanted clarification if those characteristics takes away from a man with game.
If you were a man
let
with game,
me say this
answer that question
about chivalry. Let me say this about let me say this about chivalry, because people got it twisted. If you look up the chivalric code, I might be pronouncing it wrong, right? When you talk about knights and you go back to that, it had nothing to do with women. Chivalry had nothing to do with women. It was literally a code of honor amongst knights where you protect the weak. And the weak could include the old, it could include women, and it could include children. But it had nothing to do with women in and of itself. It was a subset of behaviors that knights operated by, right? That's what it was. At some point in time throughout the years, kind of like Valentine's Day, even if you look up the true history of Valentine's Day, it had nothing to do with fucking hearts and candy or none of that goofy shit. But as years go by, the narrative of what something is gets changed into something else. So even with chivalry, now it's about opening doors and pulling out chairs for bitches. That ain't what chivalry really is. But y'all got it.
No, it had to do with kings. Like, it had to do with their relation to kings and how they were supposed to behave within the like how they're being perceived by kings and how they're being received. Like, it had to do with hierarchy structures,
right?
And how you're supposed to behave under a hierarchy. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It has nothing to do with women whatsoever. So if you're not a knight, stop trying to be chivalrous. Like Captain Picard, he can be a knight because he can be chivalrous because he is actually a knight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let me say this: when guys say, real quick, my bad, I'll pass it right back to you, Jay. I promise. When guys say chivalry is dead, this is how I know they make everything about women. But go ahead, Jay.
I just want to know what are you being chivalrous for? What's your, if you do something, you do something for everybody because you're consistent. So if you pull out a chair that means you pull them out for everybody, not just because, you're on a date or something. That's just every time you sit down, here you go, mom, here you go, sister, here you go. Not just because you're dating. If you're chivalrous and that's who you are, then that should be a tendency that you are for no matter who you're next to, because that's who you are. If you consider pulling out a chair chivalrous. So my purpose is like, my question is why? What's your purpose for being this person, to putting so much stock in this person? That's what you might want to ask first and answer first before the question, because your characteristics of a man is something that you make up, but your consistency is what you need to have no matter what characteristic it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, authenticity. So if you were living authentically, a man with game, then you wouldn't be questioning whether this behavior or that behavior should or shouldn't be done. And you wouldn't be asking other men if we think that you should be doing that. A man with game puts more stock in himself. Shout out to Steve, betting on yourself.
Right.
So I'm not putting chips to Miles or Jay, as much as I respect them, Zag, and much as I respect you fellas, but I'm not giving you any of my chips saying, what do you think I should do? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
unless I come to you like privately with something that I know you're an expert in, and I say, hey, listen, I want some advice, but it's not going to be characteristics of myself.
Right.
It might be something that I'm doing for sure, but characteristics of who I am, no. A man with game, he accepts that of himself, and he understands that is the truth of the matter. And then you're not going to be asking, is this okay or is that okay? I think what he's saying, though, is being nice, because I think that's what he sees being chivalrous as.
Yeah,
is being nice and kind in opposition to a man with game.
Right. Does it take away from your game if you behave in a kind manner?
Right. And I would say no, if being kind is part of your authentic nature as a man.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for other reasons, then yes, you're being inauthentic. You're being fake.
Right. Because a lot of times.
So I would say this. So go ahead, man.
Real quick. A lot of times we do things because we expect a certain response from others. When you and that in itself makes whatever you do disingenuous. If you're expecting like some type of response or reaction, so oh yeah, I'm gonna open the doors. Like I've seen we've seen this from time to time, or I've seen this in public where, or you've seen this on social media where the guy will hold the door for the chick and the chick will just walk through the door and then he'll say some shit like, well, you're welcome, bitch, or some shit like that, and it's like. So you held the door because you was looking for a thank you, right? If you're gonna be chivalrous and hold the door, just hold the fucking door. And whatever, if they say something, cool. If they don't say anything, then it's fine. You held the door because that's what you do. You understand? I opened the door to make this to allow the person to walk through the door, unobstructed. And I created that reality, and that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be about anything else. But a lot of the times, we do things because we're looking for some type of reciprocity. When you truly know who you are and you realize how unique and rare you are, you realize that reciprocity is almost impossible because I'm the only person that can give what I give. So for me, looking to get something back from others, exactly what I give out, that's actually is foolish because I'm too unique. So why am I looking for anything back? I should be focused on creating the reality that I want to see, and that's where it stops.
But also, I would say, and to your point, Miles, because you have guys they only are quote unquote chivalrous, and I'm not saying who's their official, but a lot of guys, they're only quote unquote chivalrous to women they want to fuck.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Exactly.
The mere fact that you're only being that way with women you are attracted to visually that you want to fuck shows that you're a disingenuous person and you're not really kind. You're not really a kind person, right? Because, and this is how you know it. Anytime you do something for people, and like you said, you don't get reciprocity and you get angry about it, that means you did it you expected something in return. There's been plenty of times I held the door open for all kinds of people, men, women, children, and they just walk through the door and don't say shit. But and as irritating as that may be, guess what I still do to this day? I still hold the door open for people. If I'm in the elevator and the motherfucker's trying to get on and I see them at the end of the hallway and they're trying to run, I'll hold the door open. I don't care if it's a man, woman, or domestic pet or a child.
It depends on if I'm in a hurry. If I'm in a hurry, fuck that.
Pressing that door close button.
If I'm in a hurry, I'm closing the door. Yeah. Or if there's a bunch of kids, if there's a bunch of fucking kids or a family, I'm pressing. I don't want to be in the elevator with this family. I'm pressing the door. Yeah, I'm pressing the door. Yeah. But we do have another question.
I want to know how chivalrous he is too, though. Right? Like, are you chivalrous enough where you saving women from their own bad behavior? Where you let them know what's going on? Like, hey, don't do that. Like, when does the chivalrous, how much entails in this chivalrousness? Because to me, chivalry, chivalrousness.
I got a question based off of what you guys said. So, do you guys think that there's a number of dudes who are doing this because what they do, they want? So it's like, I want to see this. I'm not receiving it, so I'm just going to do it myself. And they're just hoping that that's what's going to come back to them. So they just kind of like fill it in. Like I know these guys who are like, I know this husband, who he really wants to be touched by his wife, right? He's in like a dead bedroom situation. So he's always offering massages, but what he really wants is touch. But since she's not touching him, he just makes up this like, oh, I like to give massages bullshit. And because that's the only way to create that point of contact.
That right there. Okay, that's him trying to manufacture something. It's kind of like what women do with romance, right? So, and this is no offense to women. I know what the fuck y'all are doing. It's kind of like even when a woman pays for a trip for you, she tries to do it from the vantage point of being romantic because she wants to enjoy you enjoying you, if that makes sense. So for a woman, like for instance, it's your birthday, she pays for a trip. She's gonna do it in a way where she's manufacturing what she thinks is romance out of it, not understanding that the man is the one who really set the tone for that kind of energy. But sometimes women will try and manufacture that themselves. Like that's why you might come to a woman's house and the lights are low and she's in a nightie and she opens the door because she's trying to manufacture what she thinks is passion or romance in that moment. There's nothing wrong with that, ladies, but understand that when a man is the one leading and he's the one initiating that's when it's real, right? Versus manufactured. So I do think guys, they do certain things because they think if I do this or if I say this, I'll get the woman to respond in a way where I'll get this back from her. And that's basically you're dating with expectations. And anytime you date with expectations, you project things onto other people. So when they don't respond how you want them to, you get angry at them for no reason.
With that, I think with that situation, as far as the dude being in a you say he's in a marriage?
He's married, but it's a dead bedroom thing. You know, like the mass, majority of marriages after
That's
a while.
That's why I can't do marriage. But anyway, I think me personally, with a situation like that, with all the things that I've learned and like the things I'm coming to terms with, these days, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to since he's already married. He's gonna have to deal with instructing. Like he's just gonna have to instruct it. Like look,
there's a lot that must be done.
Yeah, I want you to do this, and then and just instruct her to do it, and then it's going to be that way. But certain things is like, and this is why knowing yourself is so important, because at some point he's going to have to say to himself, "What's more important, my woman touching me, or staying married to her?" You know what I mean? Like you're gonna really have to like look at yourself and find out what's the most important thing. And if you can come to some compromise of saying, not compromise, but like, if instructing her to touch you and then her touching you allows you to keep the marriage going, then keep the marriage going. But at this point, the way I see things, it's like, and I've been doing this for a while, where I've been trying to do things to give myself like credit. Do you understand? Like I'm trying to stack brownie points and shit. And I think a lot of men do that because I'm guilty of that shit. But when you realize that that's not how anything works, because all right, and I'm gonna just put it like this, and then I'll give it to y'all. The thing is that the value that we provide to the world, sometimes we try to dictate how the value and the blessings come back, and we cannot. We cannot control how the world blesses us back, how the world provides value back to us. We can't. You see what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to come to terms with that, because I thought maybe I can't control how value comes back to me from the rest of the world, but I should be able to control how value comes back to me from the people that I love. And even that is not even real. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, so with your guy, it's like either he has to deal with instructing her and making it happen because he has to try to create the reality, or he has to like really like ask himself what's most important to him.
There's another angle too,
let me say this about
that we can look at.
Real quick, J. Roman. Let me throw this in there because there's a delay. So when I spoke right after Miles, it spoke. So my bad. Miles, don't say nothing. Miles, let it go. Let it go, Miles. I know we talked about this. We gonna work through this, Miles, some way, somehow, one of these days. Anyway, real quick,
just keep going. When I hear you talk, just keep going. Because I know the delay.
Yeah, but the delay makes it seem like I'm interrupting you, but I'm really not. But anyway, my point is this: to what Justin is saying about his friend. What he's saying about his friend. See, whenever I hear guys are in sexless situations or where women are bartering or rationing the sex, the first thing I ask them is, when y'all first met, did she make you wait? Did she try to withhold sex? How soon did you fuck? Right? Because that oftentimes is tied to what's happening now. But y'all got it. My bad.
And that goes to the title, why a lot of women should not reach girlfriend or wife status, for that matter. Yep.
Yeah. There's another angle that I would want to come at with, and man, my words are all to come at with. I don't know where that came from. So what if, because it seems to me like he wants to be touched without prompt, right? So it means more to him, right? Yeah. So, now if he says, hey, rub my back, and she rubs the back, it's like, okay, cool, you did it. But if this is something I like, why not do it unprompted when we're just sitting here and hanging here? And so sometimes he's setting the example of what he wants to be done. And he's looking at it like that, as far as, well, if I set the example enough, maybe she'll follow that lead. But the thing is, there's no lead to be followed unless you are a leader. And if you were a leader, you wouldn't be in this situation in the first place.
Right.
Right. But
a leader would
the way we
follower.
Right. But
And
the
Jay
way
Roman.
that the guy might think about it is, well, if I do this first, if I set the lead, because a lot of guys, we do that, right? We say, hey, there's not nothing I would ask from you that I wouldn't do. Right. And so let me show you that, hey, something spilled on the floor, I cleaned it up. I expect that from everybody, not just from me. Right. So I set that example. So when I come at you and say, hey, did you drop that? Well, you know what you need to do. Right. And there's nobody that can look at me and be like, well, you don't do it. Well, one, if you did that, I'd be like, because I'm the man in the house, so I ain't gonna do that. But anyway, but still, you set the example to set the tone. But it's kind of like a cycle in his head where I'm trying to set this tone. Okay, well, maybe if I do it one more time, maybe if I do it 2 more times, maybe if this whole year I touch her without asking, next year she might touch me without asking.
Next year.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Two things. And two things. Right after I get done, what I'm about to say, I'm about to hop to the question. He's trying to negotiate genuine desire. See, what makes a woman want to touch you and have her hands all over you is genuine sexual desire. She doesn't genuinely sexually desire to be touched by him or to touch him. There's no lust. There's no yearning there. There's no burning desire from her. And you can't negotiate that. So this is what guys think. Guys think if I give her what she wants, if I give her love, care, concern, protection, consideration, if I provide for her, by virtue of that, I'll get the love that I want from her on the back end. No, you should get that on the front end. If a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she's feeling you, she's yearning to be touched by you and to touch you, you're gonna get that on the front end if that woman is really about you. Guys think I can work on this and I can get her to come around to genuinely want. No, a woman has to genuinely want you when she first meets you. Now, real quick, let me get to this question. So vetting isn't just to vet. It's more about your bottom line and reason for putting women through the process. Guys, let me say this and I'll pass it to you guys. Let me just say this real quick. This is why if you're actively looking for a girlfriend, you're fucking up. You should never even think of a girlfriend or a wife until you, number one, you know exactly who you are and you start to plot out your life, right? You start to set goals, right? You should have that shit already established. And then as you encounter women, as you begin to deal with women over time, and women begin to show you that they're worthy of you looking at and be like, you know what? I like the way she's showing up for me. Then you can consider looking at her as someone you might want to deal with seriously. Y'all are meeting women and off the bat, y'all are already, I fucked her twice. I like the fact that she likes me fucking her. I think I'm ready to make this shit happen. Y'all got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the reason why I asked that question about the giving affection in the hopes that that type of affection would come back, and then even this vetting here is, I'm going to flip this title of saying why most women should never reach girlfriend status. That looks at it from the lens of her not being qualified. I don't think guys should be looking at girls to be girlfriend or wife status because the men themselves are not qualified.
Real talk.
It's putting women in a position before they're ready to. It's like again, like a business hiring an employee before they're at the point of needing an employee. And they just want to have it so they can be like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Or like, I can flex on my friends because now my business has at least one employee. Like, yeah, you're doing this for the wrong reasons. Do you know how to lead? That sort of thing. Or all these guys are like, yeah, man, I want to be a boss. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hand you the keys to a Fortune 500 company. Let's see you not run it into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Without the training and experience and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to be the boss. They can't be the fucking boss. You need to scuff the fuck out of your knees and have calluses on your hands before you can be the boss.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of injuries, like physically, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. You got to get banged up and stand up after every single one. That's what turns you into a leader, without turning into this little pissant with his panties in a bunch complaining about what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for all the people that are truly successful in whatever realm, you know, but whether fitness, business, relationships, or whatever, it's always been with the idea that I'm going to fail more than I succeed. But when I do succeed, it's going to be built upon numerous failures that I've learned from, you know,
Right.
and those are the ones who are going to be able to determine whether a girl can reach girlfriend status. Not these guys who are out here watching YouTube, learning isms from this person and that person and piecing it together going, oh yeah, right. So I should have this mindset that I need to qualify for girls. But like, where's your experience? Like, how many women have you interacted with in your life? You know what I'm saying? To really embody that sort of mentality, you know, like it's easy to listen to CEOs talk about how to run a business, but like, how many have you started and failed, you know? And to get to a point where now you understand all the pitfalls, you understand your own personal problems when it comes to leading, and you've fixed all those things, and now you can run something very well.
Well, to your point, this is why a lot of guys meet chicks and they run that situation into the ground. They don't know what they're doing. So, you know, even like, again, some of the calls we used to get until we started saying that you got to donate for the Man Has a Skill Set show. Now motherfuckers don't want to call. But anyway, a lot of the calls that we used to get, right? Motherfuckers would call in, right? And this is what guys, let me just go in a different direction. This is what guys don't understand. When you're dealing with women, the longer you deal with women, and also depending on what you introduce, you're bound to have her emotions come into the equation. Her emotions are gonna flood the perimeter, right? And most guys, you're not ready to deal with that. You're not ready. It's kind of like being a leader of a football team or a basketball team or something like that. If you're not a leader of men, you're not gonna be a good coach. Okay? Right. Even if you're good with the X's and O's, you're not gonna be a good coach if you're not a leader of men, because you're dealing with so many personalities and you have to lead. There's so many different people up under your wing that you have to lead. And most guys, you have never led yourself, so you're not prepared to lead women. And when you have women in your life, if you're not prepared to lead them and guide them where they need to go to be of value, you're going to end up being guided by them, right, where they need you to be in their life. Yeah, I got it.
All right, we got any questions? Any more other questions?
Yeah, we do. Let me snatch this shit up. We do got a bunch of questions. Yeah, I got questions are gonna increase, calls are gonna drop and shit. I can already see the pattern. Let's see.
There should be more questions.
He says, why would your girlfriend want me to meet up with other niggas when y'all are fighting? What is he talking about? Y'all got a habit of, what are y'all talking about? I don't.
That's why you need to call in.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Hey, just
so he says,
a tip about that sort of shit. Don't come in here with theory, guys. Like when you're like asking questions, I had a client ask me this. He's like, well, why do women, like, he was something about accountability. Like, why are women like so afraid of accountability? I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking about other women for? Your wife is in the next room. Change that to, why does my wife, right? Make it about your life and stop asking about these like theoretical bitches that are out here. Like they don't matter. It's NPC in GTA 5. Like, just stop worrying about the NPCs and worry about what's going on in your particular life.
You know what, Justin? That's because they don't see the whole thing through, and then they try to chop up the value, right, of this advice, right? So just like earlier you were saying, like, they got some slick lines to say. So here you are, you get ready, you go out, you got some slick lines to say, you say it, and she's ready to come back. But your place is trashed. You didn't even think you would get her back to your place. You're not prepared for anything. You're not prepared for you rode with your buddy there. You don't even have a car to get back. And that's the type of stuff that we're talking about. Like, are you really ready for whatever situation that you are trying to create? You only seen the tip of the iceberg on what it could be, but yet you didn't even study on how to do anything else. And I think that's where the example is that you rode with your buddy, your house is dirty. You got to knock on the door to get your roommate to answer, but you ready to bring her back to your place. Like, it doesn't happen like that. You got to prepare.
The air mattress isn't inflated.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. My bad. And I don't have any water here, but we could get something down the street.
No, but most guys aren't prepared for prosperity. They're not prepared to win because they never look at themselves as winners. When you look at yourself as a winner, every decision you make, every choice you make is from the POV or the vantage point of a guy who thinks like a winner. So if you're out and about and you're meeting women and you're not prepared, that means you never thought it would be you. You never thought you would be in a position where a woman wants to fuck you. You hoped it. Maybe you prayed for it, but you never really thought it. So once you're in that position, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do, because you don't. Here's the thing. When I leave my house, I know for a fact that there are women out there who are going to be attracted to me. I don't know who they are, but I know they're out there. So when I interact with women, in short order, when I interact with women, it will be revealed to me which ones are attracted to me versus which ones aren't. Now, assuming I'm attracted to them or not, that's going to drive the conversation, right? But a lot of you guys, when y'all go out and interact with women, you hope a woman is feeling you instead of knowing that women out there, guys, there are women out there that will be feeling you. Stop dealing with the ones who don't want you. I had a consultation this morning, and the young man, he introduced himself to the young lady, and he said something to the effect of, I'm looking for a new lover. Maybe you can be my new lover. He said something to that effect. And as soon as he said that, the young lady backed away from him. But he kept trying to deal with her, and I said, "Bro, she backed up." Guys, if you introduce yourself to a woman and she backs away from you, she don't want to fuck you. Instantly, you should know that she don't want to have sex with you. Or if you shake her hand and you say something and she yanks her hand out of your hand abruptly, stop talking to her. She ain't feeling you. But guys, they keep
if she
going.
Smells it after, that's a bad sign. Yeah, it's like animals. Like the symbols are really simple. Like you go up to a dog to say hello or something like that. It's like your buddy's dog, and the dog's like, "Hey," right. It's like, don't continue trying to get with that dog. Like, watch its behavior and respect that it doesn't want to be near you.
Right. Rex.
Yeah, but even babies, like if you try to pick up a baby might just look at you like, "Who the fuck?" Like the baby's almost like, who are you? Right?
You see,
exactly. Instead of the baby reaching up for you, babies will even show you they ain't feeling you.
And I want to say this too, like the real mulatto. See, a lot of you guys don't really understand what seduction is. A lot of you guys, the average guy, he thinks that seduction means to somehow persuade or influence a woman or change the woman's mind. No, seduction has more to do with enticing someone who already wants to do something. Do you understand? Because
thank you.
When even because every woman, she'll meet a guy that she might want to fuck, but she's still debating because she's like, oh, he might think I'm a slut, or my homegirls might think this, or what if this happened? What if that happened? Or there's that other guy I might be talking to, and what if he finds out? So she wants to do it, but she might be saying no in the moment because she's thinking about all these other things. Seduction would be to let her see the reasons why she should, especially the big reason that she already wants to, right? And then so you make her aware of that, and you also show enticing details about the offer of sex or whatever it is you're trying to get her to do. So that's really what it is. So for example, I'll give you an example. When they put when they put like a fast food commercial on television, right? They already know the average person wants to eat the burger, right? But if you've seen the behind the scenes of a lot of these commercials, first of all, the burger looks nothing like what it looks like when you actually go to the fucking restaurant to buy it.
It's like womp womp when you get it at the store.
That's number one. So, but what the commercial is, it's a seduction ritual. Why? Because they make the burger bun plump and full. They literally soak the slice of cheese in warm water so it can melt over the side of the meat patty. The meat patty looks like it just came off the grill, but it's really just glazed in oil and shit. And they squirt the ketchup and the mustard in certain strategic places. They drop the pieces of onion perfectly, and then they put the fucking thing on a fucking rotating conveyor belt, and they do a close up and a slow motion shots of the heat rising off the top of the meat patty and the fucking fire. You understand? There's so many different like shit. I'm talking about it and I'm getting
this burger about to be good.
He get hungry.
Salivating, right?
He's teasing himself and shit.
I ain't even had my first meal yet for the day, right? So again, it's about enticing you to do what you already want to do. Because look, this is America, right? We know that the majority of people that are going to see this commercial want to go have. Look, Mr. Justin just left to go get a burger just now. So, we already know that the majority of people want to eat fast food because that's what the majority of the American public does, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just enticing you to do something that you already wanted to do. And this is why certain commercials come on during certain TV shows and certain times of the day, like old, game shows. They show a lot of commercials for medication for old people and shit. So again, it's strategy and it's doing things that we know that you already want to do. We're just enticing you to actually pull the trigger, make the decision. But you guys looking at this seduction shit, you talking to a woman and like we said, you go to shake her hand or you say, hey, I'm looking for a brand new lover. And you look like you could be that type. And she pulls back and goes, ew, I'm not interested. Or I have a boyfriend, or no, I would never. You think seduction is about saying something, doing something to force her to change her fucking mind. No, that is harassment. That's harassment and fucking harassment. and sometimes could be considered like assault. So you got to be careful with this shit. Seduction is, and this is why we try to teach you guys about noticing the social cues. Like when Lucario and I tell you guys to holler at 25 women a day, it's really about practicing to understand the social cues, the body language, to know when a woman is not feeling you and to know when a woman actually is feeling you. You got it.
To me, he has like
exactly. Let me say this. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
No, it's just, to me, he has like 4 different. I'm really struggling with seducing. Do I seduce from the moment I meet her on the first date? That's letting me know you don't know what seducing is. And then I was raised not to be too aggressive. Where does aggressive come in with seduction? Like
and go with the woman's flow,
and then go with women's flow.
Absolutely not.
So
what the fuck are you talking about?
Seducing somebody is not. It's never aggressive.
Right.
I don't think guys really understand what aggressive is. Like when I look at a woman and, I slowly push her against the wall, I'm not being aggressive.
Yeah, it's not aggressive at all.
I'm not being aggressive. There's nothing aggressive about that. That is,
you can say you're being assertive and passionate.
Most women love the monstrous energy.
Yeah.
If she's attracted to you.
If she's attracted to you.
Right.
Exactly.
Let me say this, right? And scrolling at the bottom, I have attraction notices, desire moves. To your point about the burgers, Miles, a vegan is not going to see that commercial and be like, I want a burger now.
Right. Exactly.
That's not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So somebody who is a meat eater, especially if they like beef, they're gonna see that commercial, and not only are they gonna say, "I want a burger now," but I want that specific burger.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so when we talk about seduction, see, a woman can be at a club, at a bar, or even sitting at home, and she can say, "I'm kind of horny. I want some dick tonight," right? But the question is, do she want your dick specifically? Like she can choose another man's burger, but she wants your burger specifically. So when we're talking about seduction, right? We're talking about attraction notices, right? And desire moves. To your point, Miles, when you seduce women, the attraction is already there.
Right.
What's making her move towards you is what you're saying to her. So the attraction is already there, but her desire, like in a real quick example, and I talked about this in the live stream I did yesterday. You might have a woman that you meet at a spot, and she's the designated driver. She drove her girls up there. She got to get all of them home. So she would love to leave with you right now, but because she drove, she got to get her girls home safely. So it might turn into a situation where y'all got to do it another time. Or you can tell her, well, look, here's my number. Why don't you get your girls home safe?
And then call me.
On your way home, when you get that feeling like you want a warm body next to yours, utilize that number. So she might be thinking on the way home, she might be right awake like, damn, he got me thinking. I'm not ready to go home and go to sleep. He got me thinking about putting his warm body next to mine.
Right.
That in a way is seduction, just a very simple understanding. There is there's something in the way, right? The desire is there, but she's not saying, hey, I'm gonna take my girls home and I'm gonna come over tonight and give you this pussy. No, so all you're doing is enticing her, like Miles was saying, with that. You're giving her an opportunity. Hey, go do what you gotta do, and this opportunity will be there waiting for you. That's it.
And half the time, if that attraction is really high, she is seducing herself.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Because half the stuff you say
her
ain't as smooth as you think it
her
is.
Imagination.
But it's okay because you're the one saying it. I have a buddy of mine. Later on, we became friends. But when we first met, he's like, man, I remember you. And I was like, oh, okay. So apparently I was at a party and there was this girl that I know that I didn't know, but she was attracted to me. And I've seen her a couple of times. And then later on, I don't know, but you guys, when we used to go out clubbing, we used to go hit up a Denny's late night or hit up some, restaurant, late night. And so at this one restaurant, me and my buddies, we always had a table at different restaurants. We set it up with whoever worked there. We, talked to the manager or flirted with a waitress. So they always saved us a table. And so I was walking up and I seen him sitting next to the girl that I noticed that was looking at me in the spot. And so I looked at her and I said, come on. So she just got up and came with me. There wasn't much there. She had already started her own seduction in her own head before I even did that.
Right.
Before I even talked to her. I noticed her in there, but I didn't, get a chance. I was doing some other things and gonna talk to her. Now later on, my buddy, he's like, man, I thought that was just, messed up. This is before we weren't friends before. Afterwards we were. And he was like, yeah, man, I remember that time you was sitting there and I was talking to this girl, set it up. We was gonna go eat, and then you just come over there and talk about come on. And, and it was kind of, we kind of chuckled about it, but she started her own seduction in her head a long time ago before I even said anything. And that was just attraction. So there's definitely have to be some attraction there for your seduction to be there.
Yep,
per se. So.
See, my angle on this is that I don't seduce
Let me
women.
real quick, Justin. Real quick,
Yeah.
my bad, Justin. Hold on, Justin. Real quick. Let me get the super chat and I'll pass it right back to you. William Kahn with the 10. Going with the flow would be letting her take 3 or 5 hours of your time, not knowing if she's actually sexually interested. Be assertive. I agree. Go ahead, Justin.
Now, real talk. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Yeah, I don't give, because that is something else that I have developed within myself. I'm good at it. So I'm not going to give it to someone who's not earned it. And it's so much easier and way more fun when the girl has shifted into allowing herself to like show her attraction for you. She's one of the shout out to Lucario, that the high level of attraction versus medium or low. That girl, when she has taken that action, right? Desire moves, right? She's moved toward her desire. That's when I exercise my seduction, because that allows me creative playtime. I can play with that energy that she's now given me. I can tease her. I can create tension. I can bring things back and forth. I have a lot of control, and this becomes a more enjoyable experience for everybody involved.
Right.
The seduction that guys are utilizing is sort of like, it's not bad, but like seduction, like in its like real clinical sense, is you'd understand if you were ever in sales. And like if you say like you're a floor salesman at a car, like a used car dealership or even a new car dealership, you can know after a while you start learning how to read people. You read the subtle cues that people give off, and it expresses their desires and their apprehensions. And you can see this guy, and he's like, he keeps coming back to this car. He keeps lingering on this car. You can tell that he's like being pulled by it. And then you start sort of like probing him, like, hey, you want to take a seat? You know, like, hey, did you know that this model in this year like had this sort of thing change about it? Like there was, make drastic improvements. You kind of like feel for where their mind likes to go. So maybe it's technical, and you start going off into that range.
You're sweetening the pot for them.
Maybe it's like emotional. So you start like polishing that end where he's like, yeah, feeling cool, feeling sexy. Oh, how much power it has, or whatever. You start like feeling out where their like pain points and their desire points are, and you start leveraging those pain and desire points, right? And so people, when you feel their fear, it's like, oh man, I don't know if my wife would be real happy about this purchase. And you can start nudging that, like, really, like you look like the kind of guy that doesn't really care about that sort of thing. This is a man's car. This is a Ford F-150. That kind of man, he's not really too worried about what his wife thinks about what happens in the bank,
right?
And so you could like start manipulating. So it is taking their desire and then molding it into a shape to get it where you want it to go. That's like really what seduction is. And I'm saying guys who want to do that, like in the field, so to speak, is like PUA. They're doing this to girls who are of like low and medium interest. You know what I'm saying? Because with the high, you barely have to do anything. It's there, and you just kind of like spin it in another direction, like a keto, you know what I'm saying? Or like you're spinning a basketball on your finger. You don't have to constantly hit it. You get it spinning, you just kind of whack it like every couple of times and it'll stay up there. So the seduction becomes that. You just have to utilize a little bit, and it can have like huge dividends. So like for the seduction guy, like don't use it to bring women in. Like that's not the point. The whole point is to take the energy and shape it to where you want it to. And I would say only use that for a woman who has clearly expressed strong desire for you. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and you're giving away shit that she didn't earn.
That right there, Mr. Justin, that right there. Bravo, sir. Bravo, sir. Real quick, super chat, Frankie Shy with the 20 with the dub. My support to the game. Let me say this. I'm going to piggyback off of what you said, Justin, about once you know that a woman is feeling you and she's already coming towards you, you can play with it a little bit, and you can move her on some Pinocchio and Geppetto shit. You can move her where you want her to be. And I said this yesterday, and I said this recently. When you know a woman is sexually attracted to you and she's feeling you, like she is showing obviously that she wants to go where you're going, you have the most influence right now, right? And your influence, you can do one or two things with it. You can get her to follow you, or you can start following her. And it's all based on the action that you take, right? If you're passive, if you're indecisive, if you're going with the flow, instantly any influence you had is gone, right? Yeah, the woman might still want to give you some pussy. She still might fuck with you, but now she's going to set the terms and the conditions of how that interaction is going to go now, right? And what we're trying to tell you guys is you be the one to set the tone, the pace, and dictate everything when it comes to that interaction. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
All right, somebody calling in.
All right, we got 413. Where did you send it?
Hey, I sent it to Zach.
Okay.
Cash App,
All right, that's what's up.
$10.
All right.
All right, appreciate you.
Name, age, city.
Trey, Connecticut. What's going on, fellas?
All right. How old are you again?
36.
All right, appreciate you. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was like on the topic of seduction. Do y'all think like it's worth even trying to do like or practice seduction on a girl when she like kind of reveals she has her own agenda for you? If that makes sense. Like say that you just want to fuck, but she's looking for a boyfriend, and you just met her.
You saying that she's revealing her own seduction on you? That's not seduction by her saying this is what I want.
Her own agenda. Like she want a boyfriend, but you just want to smash.
Well, neither of that is seduction, right? But so you're saying like, should I try to seduce a woman to fuck when she's looking for something else? Well, I would say like it doesn't matter what she's looking for. It matters more so what you're looking for, and have you been clear and concise about what you want to do and what you can do. That's more important than being seductive, is being honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like, because I had a situation last night where like, yeah, she was asking me that, and I told her, I was like, I mean, honestly, I just met you. I'm not really thinking that far in advance. Honestly, like if we were to get together, like we would just be fucking. But like, and she kept talking to me and stuff, but like she kept trying to veer me towards like be my boyfriend, take me on dates type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in a situation like that, is that even worth even trying to like seduce her?
No, you just acknowledge that sort of thing. You acknowledge what they're doing, acknowledge their emotional state. Hey, listen, I see what you want, and I totally respect that, but that's not for me. If you want to continue interacting with me, this is what we're going to be doing. In fact, and then you can make a plan for her to come over, or like, I don't know, maybe you're visiting somewhere, come to my hotel, whatever it is. And you just keep returning back to your track on the record. You know what I'm saying? It'll play through and it'll get on her track. You're like, no. This is the track we're playing. Right. And you keep bringing the needle back to that track. For those of you who know how to operate a record player. Kids are like, what is he talking about? There's no needle on an MP3.
You gotta be like that vinyl. You gotta be real clear like that vinyl.
Caller, did you hear my analogy on the burger commercial?
Parts of it, but I didn't hear the whole thing. But like they make it, or they present it a certain way.
They presented a certain look. They presented a certain way because they know that they already know you want a burger. You understand that?
Okay.
What you're dealing with is a woman who wants tacos, and you're offering a burger, and she's letting you know she wants tacos, and you're trying to figure out, should I start selling tacos? That's what you're doing.
Like I could take this burger and fold it in half.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a taco.
Right. Yeah. If I fry the bun, it might turn into a tortilla.
That's what I was thinking.
But that's the whole thing that
but that's not seduction.
Real quick.
Caller. That's I got
real quick, fella. Let me hold on real quick.
Oh, you do the
super chat. Get the super chat, man. You got it. No, you got it. You can do it.
All right, so shout out to Jay Bizzle with a $9.99. He says that's real Zag. Set the tone from the beginning, and if she desires you on the high level, she will follow. Facts. Yeah. So caller, your situation is you're selling burgers. She's telling you she wants tacos. Do you understand? And so what in a situation like that, all you really need to do is be like, hey, I sell burgers, and whenever you're ready for the taste of a burger, holla at me. You got my information, and that's it.
Yeah, it's really that simple.
Okay. Yeah.
and it's a perfect call and a question because Zag and Justin just went over this. You're not trying, and Miles, you're not trying to convince her. Seducing somebody is not convincing them to do it your way, right? You state your way. If she wants it that way, then fine, but that's not part of the seduction. So is it worth it or not worth it? It wouldn't be worth it for you because you seducing her to try to get it your way. If she doesn't want it that way, it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to be.
Okay, so basically just present it to her what I want to do, and then if she fucking with it, she fucking it. If not, it's not.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
Yeah, caller, real quick. I had a client. I think he's about 27 years old now. And this is I'm just going to tell you a story, so this can help you a little bit. He went into a grocery store one day, and it was this chick that he saw that he was attracted to. She was with one of her girlfriends. So he approached this chick, she was highly interested. Now, what ended up happening was he hit her with the number, but like, hey, I want to get together. Here's the number. When you're ready for it to happen, utilize that number. So she calls him and he basically says, hey, I have some availability tonight. Why don't you bring your ass over here? Right. So she responds to him, oh, I'm looking for a little more substance than that. Yeah, so I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. And then he responded to her, well, all I got for you is dick. So when you're ready for this, dick is here. Right? Something like that, right? So then she responded like, okay, I'm on my way. Right? Now let me tell you why it happened like that. Right? Unbeknown, and this is something that she shared with him after they had sex. When he was approaching her, she was telling her friend, oh my God, he's just my type. The way he looks, the way he's dressed. Oh my God, I hope he comes talk to me. So she was already attracted to him and he didn't know it. You see what I'm saying? So when a lot of times when women are sexually attracted to you and they like you, sometimes they want more than just sex if they can get it. So sometimes what women will do is they'll overplay their hand and they'll try to get more than just sex. But when you have game and you stand on your shit, you be like, nah, I ain't got that for you, but I got this dick. Mm-hmm. When you're dealing with a woman who's attracted to you, she's going to be like, okay, daddy, I'm on my way over. And she's going to set her agenda to the side because ultimately she wants to kick it with you anyway. Y'all got it.
And I think that around this time, most people would lie when she says, hey, I want you to take me out and build something with you. And we like, this is where my lie would come in. Let things just naturally flow. If they naturally flow, then we'll see, right? And so basically what you're doing is buying a little more time, before it gets to the point where she's like, what is it? Because you know exactly what she wants. And the thing is, you want something. And so what a lot of guys do is they'll play that lie or play the line to get what they want. And then when she's like, well, I said, we'll see how it goes and how it flows. I really didn't lie to you. I was just, we're just not cool. We're not, I don't know. And now she's, you got this situation with a little bit of drama. The thing is, a lot of dudes are so thirsty for it. They don't stick to their bottom line of what they really believe. Like, hey, I can't see that right now. Right now, all I'm looking at is us having a good time together, like this, and that's it. So, be somebody talk about chivalry. Chivalry had a code, like I was saying, it was a code, it was a system, it was a means of operation, how they operated. Mm-hmm. And when you have a certain code, usually there's a lot of honesty and bravery and courageousness in that code as a knight.
Honor. There's a lot of honor.
A lot of honor in that. But yet the first thing a lot of dudes try to do is lie to get what they want. Mm-hmm. And honor. If you want to be chivalrous, it had nothing to do with pulling out a chair. So
right.
Yeah.
Let me add this real quick. Real quick. Caller. Hold on real quick. I'll pass it right back to you. I just want to add this real quick. Back to the story I was telling about the young man. When you can tell a woman, this is what we're going to do. This is the way we're going to go. And she says, okay, I'm going with you. That's what you need. You need a woman completely 100% compliant and doing it exactly your way. Because let's say for the sake of argument, caller, you're just fucking her now. What if in 2, 3 months, 4 months, she starts to invest and show you that she is someone you might want to, consider dating seriously? Well, now when you go to elevate her to someone you're dating, she's already been in a position of showing you consistently that she's following you exactly. So now you're dealing with a woman on your terms. A lot of guys have never done that. They've never dealt with a woman on their terms, and they don't know what it looks like to have a woman always listening to you. Y'all got it.
Well, and honestly, you can't ever deal with a woman on your terms if you are seduced by pussy. If you are submissive to pussy, if you are drawn, your actions are changed and modified by pussy, if your thinking is changed by pussy, if your behavior, your words, your logic is all changed by pussy and the acquiring of pussy, you are submissive to pussy. And therefore it's starting off on her terms. But check this out. It's not even terms that she has consciously determined. It's something you determined that put her in the position of authority simply by your wanton desire.
That's deep.
So as long as you're chasing after pussy, you will always be a follower. You will never be a leader.
Yep. Facts.
Never.
Anything else, caller?
No, I was gonna say, it's funny, like what Rome was saying about, or Jay Rome was saying about the you would say stuff like, well, I'll just see where it goes. It's funny because when I told her, like, nah, what I'm trying to do, she was like, she thanked me. She's like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And she was like, yeah, because, like, I'm sick of these situationships. Like, you ever did that? I was like, nah, I don't do situationships. It's too confusing and stuff. But it was just funny because even after I told her, it was like, I felt like
stop right there. No. Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay, so when you think about situationships, it's usually something that lacks direction. It's usually a guy, he really just wants to fuck a woman, but he's introduced a lot of non-sexual intimacy, believing that that's what he has to do to have continued access to the pussy. So when a shorty told you, I'm sick of these situationships, you should have just simply told her, when you deal with me, you don't have to worry about not knowing what role you're going to play in my life. In fact, and then you go into your spiel about what you want to do and what your true intentions are. You had that moment to basically dictate to her exactly what it was going to be with you. But y'all got
it. Yeah, and I did, like, because I had told her that before, then she said that, and then I reiterated again, like, yeah, well, I mean, if you fuck with me, like, I don't like all that confusion shit like that. So, like, if you just fuck with me, it's just going to be fucking, because I don't do the situationship shit, because it's just way too much confusion with that. So yeah, no, I agree with that. But it was just funny because like it was like she still kept trying to like put herself in a position to be like, oh well, let's still go on dates and all that stuff. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that. But she was still trying to push for it. Yeah. So it was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But any other questions, caller, or anything else you got?
Yeah, I had and you should never tell a girl as far as what Zach was saying before, like if you're fucking her for a while and you decide, oh, she might be my girl, you should never tell her that, right? That should never be revealed.
Wait, tell her what exactly?
Tell her like, because I know I fucked up. So I was like, well, she was like, well, do you like only like just do hookups? And I was like, I mean, not only, like sometimes if I'm hooking up with you for a while and I decide I like you, maybe we could like go on dates or go out. But like as far as initially, I'm not really looking for. I'm not thinking about that down the line. But I think I fucked up by even saying that.
Well, you know what you need to do. you need to talk to more women because you explain yourself to bitches for no fucking reason. You need to learn how to answer a question without answering a question. Why the fuck are you explaining yourself to a bitch you just met? Like what? She hasn't earned that type of information yet. So it's kind of like. Like you're the type of guy where it's like if a girl says, oh, so how many girls are you dating right now? Like you'll literally sit there and be like, well, 1, 2, and I got a third one and she lives in San Antonio. Like you don't need
But the reason why I'm doing this and seeing these girls is like, if you're seeing 3, say how many are you seeing? Say I'm seeing 3 women, and that's it.
Or you could just be like, you could playful with it and just be like, yeah, I got thousands of chicks on call right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, make it the type of thing where you answer the question without answering the question because she don't deserve no fucking information.
Yeah, that's a fact. I do have a line for that. I do have like a response.
Caller, real quick. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Have you seen my video that I dropped about 2 days ago on explaining yourself to women or defending your position? Have you seen that video?
No, I didn't see that. I watched one. I think you dropped one yesterday. Okay. I just watched about real sexual attraction. I didn't watch that one.
Okay, there was one before that. No, you're talking about the live stream. There was a pre-recorded one where I talked about anybody. Don't explain yourself to anybody, man, woman, child, or domestic pet. Don't explain yourself to people and don't try and defend your position. What a lot of you guys don't understand when you're doing that, essentially what you're telling women is, you're not even comfortable with your own ideologies and philosophies. Because if you were, why would you have to explain it or defend it? There's only two things you need to do with women. Provide women instructions and provide clarity where there's confusion.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Real quick, Jay. When she starts, when any chick starts questioning you, you need to learn how to change the conversation by saying shit like, that sounds like a lot of boring stuff. Let's talk about what we're gonna do when we get back to my apartment. Something like that. Like switch the fucking conversation, bro. Go ahead, Jerome.
I was gonna say the art of conversation is not sitting there and getting interrogated.
Right.
So, one time I had to ask, told a young lady, hey, you're gonna have to show me a badge before you ask me the next question. Like, let's, you're rattling off questions like we're on an interview or something. We're out here having a good time. Like, how are you doing tonight? What are your plans tonight?
Say this. Are any of these questions making your pussy wet? Because they're making my dick soft.
Miles, in the vein that you're thinking, a great response is, what number would you like it to be?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're kind of putting on the spot of like, we're both conscious now that you want me to lie to you. So tell me what lie you want me to say.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I would love for it to be 0. Be like, okay, then it's 0.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she's like, wait, is he telling the truth or is he lying to me?
I've done that before.
Hey, baby, whatever you want it to be, that's what it
That's
is.
the game, yeah. Game.
Just I've done that before.
All right, caller, you got way more game than we appreciate your support, but you got way more game than you paid for. So we're gonna let you go. All right, bro.
I appreciate you as always, man. Good looks, guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks for supporting the show, brother. Take it easy. All right. Yeah, man. Nah, these chicks be questioning you, man. You gotta. Me and Lucario did a show about that the other day, man. You gotta learn how to direct the conversation for real, because it'll go from just questions to questioning, and that's not where you want it to be. And truthfully, if a chick is asking you that many fucking questions, she's probably not that attracted to you, or she has her own agenda.
One time I looked around and I said, "Where's the bright light at?" She was like, "What?" I was like, "Hey, are you having a good time?"
Is the good cop coming in next?
Yeah, like what's going on here? Oh, nothing.
You get off me a glass of water and a cigarette. Like, what's happening?
It's so interesting to talk to. I'm like, I didn't know I was talking. Like, you're rattling off questions, lady. Come on.
But another good, I think, like Miles, you alluded to this, or where it's you can just bring about to the truth of this, right? And she asks you that thing, you can completely avoid it and say, listen, I understand that's what you want to know, but is that really what you want to know?
Yeah.
I think what you really want to know is, am I going to hurt you? Right? Am I going to break your heart?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like really bring it down to like really real shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that completely changes the whole thing. You know what I mean? But you had a different example, like, what are we going to do next? But I think it's just important to kind of like say, like, call it out and say, hey, listen, is that really what you want to know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then say, I think what you're really concerned about is this, whether it's having a good time, what's going to happen next, whether you're going to break her heart, whether you got a good dick, whatever it is, I bring it to the truth of the matter and just say, like, listen, let's just both admit that's a stupid question. And we should be really talking about what really matters here.
Is your vibe about me true? You should trust yourself. It is.
Yeah. Right.
Don't second guess yourself, baby.
Yeah. Let me.
You're making a good choice.
Making a good choice.
Good choice.
So, don't block your blessings. Let me say this real quick. For the caller to this called, explaining yourself as weakness, women instinctively know this. So watch that video. For those of you who haven't checked it out, y'all need to watch this video. Explaining yourself as weakness. Never do that.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Because let me just say this real quick.
What?
Yeah. I will say this while we're paused for Zag, that explaining yourself,
hold on,
habit.
Miles, go ahead. I'll be right back. Hold on, I'll be right back.
No problem. We got you.
I always like to think in the future for the guys that don't like to listen. Okay? What's wrong with explaining yourself? All right, now, right. I've always stated, look, a person that is my woman, my wife, you're not a kid. I will explain things to you, but do I have to explain it to you right then when I need it?
Right. Right.
And that's the difference for me. You know, you're not a child. I understand that. But it doesn't have to be in every moment that I ask or want you to do something that I have to explain in any and everything, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but a lot of guys start the precedence by doing it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Hey, where did you go? What did you do? What was you there? Hey, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll talk to you when I get home. You know, like I'm. That's the precedence of you have to think about the future long down the line. It's like, man, if every moment, and I give the example of, let's say she walks right in, you say, hey, hand me that pen. Why do you want the pen? Can you hand me the pen? Why do you want the pen? Babe, just hand me the pen on the table. Do you see the pen? Yeah, hand me the pen. Well, why do you want that? I don't want it anymore. The commercial passed, the number has passed.
Right.
I only had a few seconds to write this number down, and I wanted you to hand me the pen.
Yep.
You know, and the thing is, I always say, like, look, if you picked me to be your guy, and you know this is the type of guy I am, and you trust yourself, then you really don't need an explanation on everything I do.
Right.
Because you know you picked a leader that's going to lead us in the right direction.
Right.
Now, to catch you up for informational and direction purposes, I will give you this explanation later on, but it doesn't always have to be right now in the moment.
Right.
That's right. I think there's like a couple different things at play, because it's one thing to ask for clarity, and because this happens. Like my girl, she'll want to understand more, or so she'll ask to have clarity on something, and that's fine, right? But that's not explaining yourself. Like that's explaining like a concept. Like explaining yourself is trying to soften blows for something that you tried to do or something you've said.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem where explaining yourself is. So she's like, well, why did you do that? And then the guy, instead of saying, I did it because of this, right? That's just giving the answer to the question. But explaining oneself is like, well, earlier today, you know, and then I talked to my friend, and then there was all these things that had led up to this thing, and then that's why I made this thing. And so they're creating this like, you know, like the launch of the airplane, right? And they're trying to smooth out the section of the airplane flight that's in altitude, right?
Mm.
That's the important part where the answer is. And then they try to add on the descent, right? So that everything lands okay. So they're like, all right, are you okay with this? And I had a client, I mean, he's still with me, but he was he had a big habit of this, right? To like pre-explain something, make his point, and then have a smooth descent so that she could like more easily absorb the thing, and just instead of just stating, this is what I want. And I think that's the problem. I don't think there's a huge problem if your woman whom trusts you is asking for more clarity on something that you've said. Perfectly fine, because you guys are in that place and she's earned the position and trusts what you have to say, but just looking for more information. Totally fine. But to explain yourself away, to soften the blow of something you said, or to like soften that person's annoyance, the other, like the woman's annoyance or anger with what you've said or done. Like that's the problem. That's where guys, the explanation is trying to smooth things over and be like, no, you don't understand. Baby, you don't understand. This is what I was really doing. Let me explain.
Yeah.
You won't even let me explain to you.
Yeah, let me do this.
You won't even let me explain to you.
An apology and not an explanation.
Let me explain should never come out of your mouth.
Yeah, let me do this real quick, because there's guys that are asking questions about women asking questions on dates. Here's the reality of it, right? There's going to be instances where women are curious and are just asking curiosity questions that are no big deal.
Right.
When women start probing you, like just start to ask very specific questions, that means they're wanting grand detail. When women are doing that, what they're telling you is, I really don't like you like that, so I'm looking for a reason to deal with you, right? That's what that is, right? So, but part of it also is the reason why women are even asking questions to begin with, in many cases, is because the conversation is boring. And the woman is trying to get the conversation started or kicked in, right? If you guys actually knew how to carry a conversation and you know how to set the tone of the kind of conversation you want to have, there really would be less questions that the women are asking, and instead they're just engaging in what you're giving them to engage in.
Right.
But we do have some questions that I want to get to because we're just about finished. So I want to get to some of these questions real quick. So he says, how does a man apply game to gain respect from society if he doesn't make a lot of money? See, the fact that you're looking for people to respect you means you ain't got no fucking game, right? That's one. And you think money gets you respect. Money does not give you respect. People don't respect you because you have money, right? Then he says, especially in the sexual scene, with women have high status profile like nurses and PAs and etc. See, real quick, and I'll pass it to y'all. Let me just say this about that. See, this individual who left this comment, you really should have called in because you need the help, right?
Thanks.
Number one, women are above you. You put women above you, and you put people who make money above you, and you put people who have really good high-paying jobs or high-status jobs above you. You don't love yourself, and you don't think you're good enough because you don't have those high-status jobs that the same women you want have. Y'all got it.
Nah, that's yeah. That question he just kind of revealed a lot about with his language. Period. Like I don't even need this. Me personally, I don't.
All his insecurities came out. All of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. That's like just get coaching, bro. Because your mindset is just far gone. Like we're done. Like I don't got nothing to say to that shit. You need coaching.
All right.
I question when I seen it if it was a real question.
Oh yeah, I was just saying the layers of moldy cheese on this one.
Yeah.
No, there's lots of layers here, as you said, Miles. Just the biggest thing for me, respect from society. Like, you don't think you're part of it, and you're looking to gain the approval, acceptance, and validation from the thing that you're in. So you're starting off with the position of I'm not good enough. What can I do can I call it game? Is this gonna work to make me feel like I belong, like I'm a part of something, and then I can have the respect, desire, admiration, or validation that I want.
Right.
And so that points again of like, what are you not doing towards yourself? Because if you were, I mean, we understand that if you're looking in the mirror and you say, I love that motherfucker, you're not going to be seeing or you're not going to be seeking this out from things around you, whether it's your environment, your family, friends, lovers, grandparents, whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They're just going to be there. And if they give it, they give it. They don't, like, it's not an active variable. Okay. It's just an extra variable. So there's so much going on here, man. Shout out to Steve. Why do you hate yourself so much?
Especially in the sexual sense, with women that have high status profile, like nurses, PAs, and etc.
Like, I didn't know a nurse was a high status profile. Like, come on, really?
I mean, and nothing against the nurses.
Sure, but it's not high status. Like, that's just pretty average. You know?
I'm like, what?
Like from the Brooklyn Hospital, you look at the nurses; they're not like some high status thing. You know, they're wage earners. They're wage workers.
Right. Man,
let me say this real quick.
Ready. Next question.
Okay, real quick. I'll pop to the next question. Where is it at? Before I jump to it, let me say this real quick.
That's a simple.
Guys, when you admire or you are impressed by women, you're fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
You admiring and being impressed by, especially random women you just met. What the fuck do you admire about a random chick? What the fuck are you impressed by? Look, real quick. I remember one of my exes when we first met. Not necessarily the first day that we met, but I remember we was having a conversation, and she said something about her having a bachelor's and an MBA, and I literally told her, I said, so? Like, in the middle of the conversation, she brought that up. I said, so? And she looked at me like, what? And I said, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Shout out to you for all the studying you did and the sacrifices you made to get them degrees, but you brought that shit up like it should matter in this conversation. And she just kind of like looked at me, and I'm like, look, that shit don't matter to me. Congratulations, you're educated. You learn how to memorize some shit, right? I don't give a fuck about that shit, right? Because here's the reality of it. How does a woman's job help you?
Right.
How? Right? How does a woman's degrees, I don't care if she got a doctorate, and I don't give a fuck what she got. How does that shit help you specifically in your life? It don't.
Yep.
I married a doctor, so
Do you
I'm
think
a
a
doctor.
woman asking questions like that is disinterest? Y'all got the question, man. Y'all got it.
No idea what this is in reference to.
I think we already answered that.
What do you mean like that? Like,
Mm.
like what?
Yeah.
Maybe when we were talking about the
talking
questions,
about it,
women
yeah.
asking questions,
Yeah.
I believe Zag was saying that if they ask so many questions, they're really not
That
interested in you. So Zag kind of answered that question already. He might have put that question prior to Zag even speaking about that. But yeah, if she's rattling off a whole bunch of questions, you know, it's either she's really interested or she ain't really interested at all. And either way, it's too many questions, no matter what. So
and it depends. It depends on the questions. Like one time, well, not one time, a few times actually, I've had women asking me about my living situation. And they weren't asking just out of curiosity. They were asking because they're like, is there a place I can go get some dick at? Is there, do you have a spot I can get regular dick from?
Do you have
women want to
roommates?
know sometimes. Yes, I've had that question. Do you live by yourself or do you have roommates? No, I live by myself. And then as soon as I say I live by myself, I can see them light up like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's a place to get invited to tonight. Right? Mm-hmm. So he says, what about the mouthpiece? Does it develop through time or is it just something you have innately? See, guys, when you ask questions like this, shout out to Miles, your language exposure. This shows that you're looking for a tactic or a way to get pussy really quick. It's almost like you're looking for shortcuts. When you have a mouth, this is what guys don't understand about having a mouthpiece. In order for you to have a mouthpiece, you actually have to be confident in who you are to begin with. That you cannot have a mouthpiece if you're not comfortable in who you are, because the things that come out of your mouth are directly tied to your level of comfortability for yourself, but also how confident you are in who you are.
Right. Facts. Yeah, get some coaching, man. Get some coaching or holler at more females. Because
I would like to, I would like to know what term he's using the mouthpiece in. You know, I always had a mouthpiece. I always was a talker. But you know,
but not
what
always.
was I saying?
I mean,
what was I saying? You know,
we're not born with this. I think it's an attribute that is developed over time, right? Depending on our environment, depending on our personal psychology, our parents. Like, there's so many things that I don't think it's an innate skill. Okay, no one's born with innate skills, like anybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's a particular talent towards communication. Some people have like a leaning towards that. Like I've got a leaning towards like drawing and painting. I'm just naturally good about it. But I wouldn't have gotten good if I didn't really do it all the time. Right. And so I think having a mouthpiece has to do with like people take for granted talking is an art form. Because we all do it, you know. Your average healthy
communication is a skill.
Yeah, we could but we can all just talk. Like so we take it for granted that it's actually something that can be developed into something that can be utilized as a tool. And this is the thing that I think is developed over time. You have to practice it. You have to think about how people communicate, what influences minds, and put that to work. And you know, but also understanding what's your motivation behind it, right? Because as you know, as Jay said, like if you're just doing this to get pussy, well, then it's for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you're fucked either way.
Yeah. Well, let me add this to what you were saying, Mr. Justin, about communication. Being a good communicator or an effective communicator, one is a good attribute, but also it's a learned skill. When you think about an orator, right? You think about a person who's gifted at public speaking. Malcolm X comes to mind, Martin Luther King. There's a lot of other people that come to mind, philanthropists and things of that nature. Tim Robbins and other people come to mind. Anybody can grab a microphone and start speaking in public. But how many people can actually move the audience, can hold the audience attention? How many people are gifted at communicating to people or facilitating knowledge? Right? So even when we talk about having a mouthpiece, right? Having a gift of gab, being able to influence people with your words, right? You gotta learn that. You don't just get that. The problem with a lot of you guys, when you're talking about being a gifted communicator or a gifted orator, you can communicate with anybody in any aspect of life. A lot of you guys only want to learn how to be a good communicator with women to get pussy. You're not going to learn the skill of being a good communicator if you're only learning it to get pussy. Y'all got it.
Facts. We got any other questions?
To get
Nah, that's it. That's
all right.
it.
Well, that's it, man. Guys, appreciate y'all. Shout out to the caller today.
Oh, the caller, yeah.
The caller, the one. Hey guys, come on, man. $5 ain't that crazy, man. Come on, man. Yeah, y'all gotta get with this. Look, the inflation is real. Inflation is real. So you guys gotta if you want all of the great advice from us, put a little bit of value on it, and we could keep it moving. All right. So don't be so cheap. But appreciate y'all for putting questions in the chat as well, and for supporting the show in any case. Anything you guys want to talk about before we get up out of here?
No, I'm just
real quick.
plug the book and go to Amazon. Look for the Dominance Academy in the search bar on Amazon, and grab up my 2 books that are available on there now. Or you can follow this list link. Well, this is to my website, but you can go through that route as well. But got 2 books: the How to Be a Dominant Lover, and there's the other one, the Codex of the Sovereign Order. So pick that up, digital and paperback. But it's the sort of thing you can open it up anywhere, and it'll have a verse in there that will be insightful for you.
Facts. All right, make sure you guys check that out, man.
J. Roman?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody that's listening. What did you say? Would you tell me to go on, or
Yeah. My bad. Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up now. Go ahead.
I hope that for those who are looking at the show or listening to the show, that you made yourself some sort of resolution this year to do things different. Maybe it was to get more out of the things that you do. And if you're gonna look at this show, start getting more out of it. Ask the questions that you want to ask. Don't waste your time. This is entertaining. I understand some of you guys look at it entertaining, but you really think about it, you are learning something.
Right.
And no matter, you're drawn to it for a reason. Right. So, if you do anything, get the most out of whatever you do.
Facts.
So, do that. And so, like always, Zach, I appreciate you having me on here. Nice being on here with you, Miles and Justin.
Yep.
Enjoy this beautiful Saturday, no matter where you at.
Yes,
snowing, raining, whatever it is. The weather outside don't look too cool here, but so what?
Sunny. It's
sunny.
Enjoy the playoffs is on, right? Playoffs is on, right?
Yeah. Later on, or
later on today.
Yeah, later on today.
Yep.
But enjoy your lives, man. Enjoy your life.
Facts. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all.
And real quick, shout out to the Mighty Hurricanes. Shout out to the Mighty Hurricanes. Yes, we back. We are back in this motherfucker. Right. On that note, Renee P said, "Thank you again for my package. What can Brown do for you?" Miles is out here delivering packages. So shout out to him delivering packages, right?
Yep.
So on that note, real game, no theory tomorrow. Hey, appreciate y'all calling in. Well, the one caller and all the questions.
Yes,
Ladies,
sir.
Until again, we out. Peace.
Peace.